The cultural inheritance of our predecessors, which perpetuates the memory of diverse peoples, is the basis for the alteration of contemporary reality, no matter how creatively unique it is declared to be. The present author is more likely to focus on his own vision of the problem's solution and its form than on the meaning that's already embedded in his output, which was first communicated a millennium ago. These days, a simple puzzle may be aesthetically satisfying, and anything with a hidden meaning is instantly more intriguing. As a result, the Celtic period is reawakened by the insatiable desire of representatives of visual culture. Top symbols of the Celts, what do they mean? The main Celtic symbols are the Celtic Cross, which represents the sun and the cardinal points, the Tree of Life, which represents the underworld, earthly life, and heaven, the Triskelion, which represents cyclicality, the Celtic Spiral, which expresses the human principle, the connection between body, spirit, and consciousness, and the Shamrock, a sign that supposedly protects against negativity. Modern archaeologists and anthropologists argue that the Celts concealed something, and that the term cajal, which means to hide, may be connected to the origins of the name of this country. They were rebels who were willing to risk all for their cause of independence. The Celtic people's unwavering loyalty to their mythology and their insatiable yearning for the ethereal both had a role in fortifying this aspect of their personality. The people of ancient times had their own pantheon of gods and their own cults and rituals before they converted to Christianity. This is supported not only by archaeological finds of Celtic items but also by the testimonies of Hecatus of Miletus and Diodorus of Siculus. Celtic inner life is inextricably bound up with the visible symbols. Ornaments and patterns were holy indications that brought about changes in life, drew good luck, warded off conflicts at home, accentuated innate skills, or boosted physical and spiritual power. Depending on the context in which it was used, the ornament's bearer, or the item it was put to, each design has magical power, either destructive or constructive. It's an undeniable fact that Celtic customs have been entwined with one another over the course of many centuries. They are now used as a yardstick to evaluate the elegance and adaptability of contemporary art. 1. The symbol of the crossed Celts. The Celtic cross is one of the most well-known symbols of Celtic civilization. Patterns of sharp and rounded threads are visually belted or etched in a circle. When I see shapes like this together, I think of harmony, wholeness, and repetition. Indeed, the ornament's relationship to the cardinal points is attested to by its design, and the image's consistent indication of a person's rising need serves as a reminder from below. The sun's image is also suggested. Solar centrism was a hallmark of Celtic paganism. It's hardly unexpected that those who wore this design thought it gave them immunity to evil and access to magical abilities. 2. Tobacco tree. The Tree of Life design is one more popular motif. You can see this ornament in your mind's eye right away. Extended hands grasp the skies, and a tree's base is outlined below. 3 different ideas are represented by the symbol: the lower, the underworld, everyday life on earth, and the hereafter. Celtic peoples had a unique affinity for trees because of their close interaction with the natural world. By depicting wood, the Celts imbued everyday objects with holy significance that bridged the gap between the past, present, and future. 3. Triskelion. The Triskelion is another well-recognized icon. The name honors Triskele, the goddess of the summer solstice. Seasonal changes determine when and how often it will show up in people's lives, and each time it does, it goes through a cycle of birth, maturation, decay, and death. Grace, riches, and good luck are all brought to a person by the portrayed thread of life, which winds its way through the elements of earth, water, and fire. The Celts considered these designs sacred, since they thought the gods had given them to humanity. After all, doing so will have dire repercussions, go against the will of the gods, and make them angry enough to ignore the supplications of the pagan faithful. 4. Spiral of Celts. The repeated themes of infinity, the quest for the divine, and a desire for enlightenment are no less intriguing. Its spiraling petals and customizable features make it a unique accessory for every user. Harmony, spiritual development, and maintaining a balanced mind-body connection are all themes that appear repeatedly in this pattern. The center of the spiral represents the individual's position in the cosmos and the world. The Celts' emphasis on the beginning, on man's origins, led them to depict him as part of a vast universe that is complete in itself and needs nothing further. 5. Shamrock, clover. It's impossible to deny the significance of the clover as an emblem of Ireland. The Christian missionary and catechist Saint Patrick is said to have used this herb to illustrate the Trinity's three persons and one essence. The Celts believed that by standing up, the shamrock would provide protection from bad luck, malicious gossip, the evil eye, and impending storms. 6. The Tyranne's wheel. After learning about the many deities of the pagan religion, you may better understand why Tyrannes, the god of thunder, is so crucial to pagan ideas about the power of nature. The Roman god Jupiter is his mythical sibling. Therefore, archaeology has regularly uncovered depictions of a bearded hero holding a wheel and a bolt of lightning in the lands where the Celtic culture once flourished. All of the elements of the sky, the sun, the lightning, were brought together by Tyrannes. Images of his authority were used as designs for coinage. 7. Avon. Proponents of neo-paganism and those well-versed in druidic practice sometimes find themselves at odds over the meaning of Avon, three beams of light. Some people think of these as the three classical elements, water, earth, and air, while others see it as a more broad categorization of the physical and the intellectual. Some have seen this as a metaphor for the unity of love, reason, and truth, the three pillars upon which a person's spirituality rests. The concept of waking the truth is also present, as is the need to learn the truth, safeguard it, and make it one's own. 8. A cladoring. The cladoring is the most visually arresting symbol of the warm and passionate feelings of friendship and love. This motif, which features two hands resting gently on a beating heart, is clear and unmistakable. Wearing such a trinket conveys messages of love, friendship, and approbation. Hands symbolize holding on, dependability, and emotional power. The qualities of a loving and friendly heart, loyalty, friendship, and friendship. Having one's heart crowned indicates undying devotion and high regard for an individual or an organization. 9. Holy Bridget's Cross. It's reasonable to suppose that the Celts' superior brain and vast store of information are represented by the serpent. Although this is one interpretation, ancient cultures often associated snakes with healing. As a result of the spell's power, Celts began using snake-themed accessories and traditional medicine to heal illness. Deer. The deer, being both a huge and quick animal, seems to merit the respect of the Celts. However, according to Celtic mythology, the deer represents a link to the universe and the universe. The tree of life's horns represented the cyclical process of life and rebirth and served as a source of energy. The Celts made an interesting connection between this and the fact that every year, new deer antlers develop and the old ones fall off, making the antlers resemble the branches of a tree. Boar. The bearer of the boar design promised people around him that he would resist the enemy and be courageous and stubborn. In contrast, hospitality is characterized by warmth, openness, and ease of expression. Celtic housewives, for their part, saw boar as a delicacy and hence connected the emblem with this animal. Bull. The Celtic design is associated with fertility, strength, prosperity, and power, while the bull design is associated with power and strength. He was employed to adorn the defenses of homes and was referred to be both a woman and a man. 13. Imaginary beings. The Celts were a superstitious society, so it seems sense that they would try to imbue their jewelry with the supernatural powers of animals. The dragon. The confidence that comes from inside may be seen even in something as seemingly unconquerable as a dragon. A dragon with a spear in its tail represented honesty and solitude, independence and eternity, strength and immortality. Griffin. The griffin embodied the best qualities of both the lion and the eagle, noblesse, harmony, loyalty, and power. Celtic bravery in battle was stoked by this. 14. Druidic symbol. The druidic sigil, represented by the parallel vertical lines that cross the circle's lines, is a symbol of ceremonial significance. The fact that it has a mystical element means that only certain people may wear it. It was a sign of fertility, a bountiful crop, and a closeness to Mother Nature. 15. Celtic celebrations. The Celts had several holidays throughout the year, and each was marked by a unique set of symbols. Yule. Similarities may be seen between the Roman festival of Saturnalia and the Christian celebration of the birth of Christ and the triumph of light over darkness in the new sun. Imbolc. The Imbolc celebration, celebrated on the feast day of Saint Bridget, heralded the rebirth of the sun. These rituals, performed at the close of winter, were intended to bring about more fortune and success in the next year. Eostra. The goddess Eostra, Ostera, in Celtic mythology is credited with reawakening the world in spring. The term, oddly enough, provides a conceptual foundation for Easter. Beltane. A summer solstice party would not be complete without this design. At Bel means the dazzling fire of Bela is fading, which is where the name derives from, deity. They thought that on this day, the gods' ears were open, and they might be petitioned to ensure favorable weather for the harvest. Lammas. Celtic peoples observed a festival called Lammas in order to give thanks to the earth and the sun for the bounty they provide each harvest. The name of the ornament is a literal repetition of the name of the celebration, which means mass of bread in English. The Druids saw this as a symbol of death and preparation for the afterlife. Lugnasad. Celtic August means the assembly of the Luga, which is where the pattern gets its name, the god who, after the death of his adoptive mother, made a feast. Malban. The conclusion of the harvest's fruitful phase is marked by the Malban pattern. Now is the moment to express gratitude to the gods for their unwavering support, abundant blessings, and many other ways they have helped humanity along the way. They used this emblem to show their appreciation for the harvest and the bountiful land on which it was grown. Samhain. The Samhain pattern, a fan favorite among Celtic designs, rounds out the canon of well-known emblems. He was the last song of the harvest season, signaling the end of the sowing season, gathering the fruits of the season, and grazing the herds of cattle on lush pastures. The very name of the celebration suggests finality, the approach of death, and the temporary nature of all life on earth. 16. This is a double spiral. 17. Cernunnos. 18. The Triquetras cross, Carolingian cross. 19. Pattern of the Celtic knot of the Dara. 20. Prehistoric Celtic knot. 21. Everlasting tie. 22. Five-fold insignia. 23. Triskelion. 24. Knots in a circle. 25. Elm.